everyone, and Om Shanti. Greetings of peace. Today's Power Boost topic is on dealing in a peaceful way with difficult people. Many of us, if not all of us, may recognize this feeling or this situation where we feel uncomfortable with certain people, or we want to avoid certain people or certain situations in which we will encounter certain people. We want to avoid, or we want to reject a person or dismiss them because they generate all kinds of unpleasant or complicated feelings within us. Maybe it makes us insecure because we actually feel, we take it personal. Whatever they say, whatever they do, we feel it as an attack on ourselves, or we are unsure of how they will respond. And that makes us insecure. Or we feel impatient because we feel they are wasting our time and talking too much or doing too much or going in too many details or wanting things planned out, nitty-gritty. And it makes us impatient, or it just makes us feel overwhelmed sometimes. For many, many, many different reasons, we may feel that someone is a difficult person and we want to avoid them, or maybe sometimes even we wish they would disappear from our lives, from the job situation or from whatever the scene is that we often are in. Now, we can lead our whole life with those feelings, and we can continue to blame others. We can continue to label them as difficult people. But it might be more useful to address our response, because what actually is happening is we don't have control of our response to that situation or that person. And it is our ego inside that feels threatened, that feels insecure, or that feels hurt, or that feels blocked for whatever reason. And so it is very good to realize that it is actually not about them, but it is about me. At least let me address first my own inner world and what is going on inside of me and what is being triggered. And could I shift something inside that will help me have a different response to the situation? And there are many, many, many management strategies and psychological techniques that are very, very helpful in situations like this. For example, this approach that instead of thinking it is about me and I am doing something, they're talking about me, or they're aiming at me, or they're criticizing me, begin to see that most of the time it is our own paranoia, the paranoia of the ego inside. And try to see the intention of the others. And many times you will find out that it is very different from what you taught or how you interpreted it. Now, there are these stories of mediators that let the two parties write down how they see the other parties, and then they give it to the other party. And that many times things diffuse, and that people realize how they misinterpret behavior or comments of others. So that is one technique that may be very useful in certain situations. Another way to approach it in your own mind is not to be so focused on me and them or me and the other person, but approach it in a way of us and we and together. It may be a family member. It is our family and our project of life together. So how can we manage it better? Or at work, we are both working in the same company for the same aim. So instead of that, me and the other, more an us type of thinking. And another way to understand is maybe it is not that there are difficult people, but there are just people with different perspectives. And everyone is coming at the situation from a different perspective. No, there may be one who is very action and task-oriented and driven and deadline-driven, whilst another has more focus for feelings of people and their well-being. And both are needed. Both are valuable. Both will get the task done, but not drain everyone. One may be very focused on structure and getting things organized and planning and the details of that, which also may be very useful. And so everyone may be coming at it from a different perspective, and they all have value. And it is not an attack on me. Say, I may be more coming at it from a more holistic perspective and aiming to get everyone for the task at hand, whilst another wants it detailed, planned. And it all is useful. But in spirituality, we have a very unique approach, which is very useful to understand and to experiment with, because then things are at a deeper level, more sustainable, and are coming from an authentic place. And it is not working for some perishable gain. A spiritual perspective is a perspective of the objective, outside observer, and where we see human life as a game. And the objective outside observer is the spiritual being, the soul. One who has come from another dimension into this world of matter and this human game, into this body to play this game. And in a good game, there are all kinds of variety of situations and all kinds and variety of opponents. But the game is to bring out your skills. The game is to train yourself. So everyone brings different gifts for you to train and to get better. And the game within the game is to drop our ego, becoming egoless, to become free from spiritual ignorance, to emerge angelic consciousness. So every situation in life, in this human game, is geared towards bringing out that best in us. So if there's a difficult situation or a so-called difficult person, that is for me to bring out that spiritual love, that spiritual compassion, that patience, that benevolence. So one way to see it is all these challenging situations and challenging people, they are there on the path for us to become angels. Angels are not human beings with wings. Angels are souls who are spiritually awake, spiritually aware, and emerging that higher nature, that divine nature, because we are immortal, timeless beings of light, children of the Supreme Soul, God. We belong to that dimension of light and silence and stillness. And as souls, we are all brothers. And to live with that awareness, to live with that sense of identity, to live in soul consciousness and treat everyone else as a soul, using a body and playing this human game, being that messenger of God. That is angelic consciousness, egoless. And an easy way to practice that and to get a hold on that is this objective, outside observer perspective and seeing the game within it. So let's take a few moments of deeper reflection and meditation and try and grasp that mindset of that outside objective observer. So we take a few moments and step back. Remind the self that we are invisible experiencers, souls, observers. And try and train this ability, this more subtle faculty of the psyche to observe this body and the objects around as if from a distance. And this real self is this tiny star, living light, soul, who is as if observing from above the body and the human role that we play out. As if from a distance, as if almost like from beyond, observing, objective, observer. Tiny star, living light, observing the body, observing the different situations, observing the objects and people, as if from beyond. Just observe as if you're watching a film. And just with this little bit of extra attention that is invisible, objective observer is the real me, the soul, a spiritual being. Situations will come and go, people will come and go in this game of human life. Even this body has come and it will go. But the living light, the divine being of peace, innocent, pure, free, is timeless and immortal. And truly everyone else is also a living light. My brother. And we play this game together, and everyone has a different part to play. But at this special point in time, the scenes of this game are such that they signal us. They signal us to wake up spiritually, to wake up to our angelic nature, to realize and recognize that we are souls, that we have come from that other dimension, the soul world, the eternal home of silence and light. To wake up and to discover again the beauty, the extraordinary beauty and wisdom of the Supreme Soul, the parent, the eternally peaceful one. Let us not be trapped in the different scenes of this game of human life, where situations come and go, people come and go. Let us transcend our own limited thinking and come back where we started. Thank you. Om Shanti, and have a good rest of the day.